This is Tim with American LED Technology. I'm going to show you how to upload content to your LED sign using Pluto Manager. So the first thing we'll do is open up Pluto Manager. We'll see this window appear, and here we'll see how many signs we have. I have one sign total, and we'll see one is online. Now if we don't see one online, we can click Search Now, click OK, and it'll find your sign. Then we should see one and online. Then we can create a playlist. Here we have the option to create a new one or open one that we had previously saved. We'll create a new one. 256 by 256, that's the size of our sign. That should be pre-configured for you. If not, just click Auto, select Display, find your sign, click OK. Here's our demo screen. We can change its location by clicking Play Program and click drag and drop it where we want it. Now we can move on to create a playlist for our sign. So we'll click on Common Window and right click in this white rectangle here to see a list of features that we can add to our playlist. We'll start by adding a picture and video by clicking File. We'll find the content and click Open. And we'll see it here on our demo screen. And however it looks on your demo screen is exactly how it's going to look on your sign. And if you're making graphics for your sign, I would recommend the pixels be 10 times the length and width of the pixels on your sign. So the width and height is 256 by 256. I would multiply this by 10, so it would be 2560 by 2560. That's for optimal resolution. And here's our properties. It'll show you the duration of the video. And you even have the option to do an overlay text. Click that. And it's just like Notepad or Microsoft Word. We can type our text, center it, make it bold, change the size. You can even add a text effect, suspension or outlines. Change our colors. And check it, exit. And we have the same type of properties for the picture, except in the picture we can add effects. Here we can choose an effect, set to random. You can choose a static effect. I like the random one because it'll choose a different effect every time it plays that slide. Here's how fast the effect is playing. It's playing for 0.10 seconds. You would change this if you want the effect to be faster. So I can change this to 5. And it'll be faster when it comes around to the effect. Now I wouldn't recommend using the out effect with the in effect because that's just too much effect. And you also have the option to do an overlay text. Now we have complex text. Just like Microsoft Word or Notepad, you can create your text, highlight it and change your size. Make it bold, center it, click OK. And here we'll see it on our demo screen. It's not completely centered. So we can go back to it by clicking on it, hitting Edit Text. And we can create a space above the text. Did that by pressing Enter. And I can highlight the empty space and change the size of it. Just click OK. See how I moved the text? Alright, now we can add effects to this as well. I'll do the in effect with random and the effect duration at 5. It's really the slide duration. And we have the option to do static text. I like this one because it makes it easy to align. I'm going to go ahead and type in my text. Check mark, select property. Change my size, make it bold. Do the text effect. Now here we can align middle. 2 clicks. You have line spacing. If you have more than one word, you can space it out. And here's character spacing. Your spacing between the characters. You can also do a text to offset. Typically we'll want our text centered, so we won't mess with this. And here's our duration. You set how long you want it to play for. Now we have single line text. it always keeps the text in the center of the demo screen here. So I'm going to type my text with a check mark, go to the property tab, and here's where I can change my settings. Alright, and you also have the option to do effects. You set your text offset. If you want it centered, move it over to the middle a little bit. Or you can move it up or down using the y-axis here. And here's your stay time. So you really have three ways that you can add static text there. And we can add a scrolling text as well. Scroll across your screen. So I can type my text, hit the check mark, go to my property tab, change my size, make it bold. I'll add a text effect. Looping scroll. So if our text scrolls across and we want it to scroll across right after it, we'll choose looping scroll. And here's where we can choose our space in between the cycles. Typically I'll choose 20, depending on how large the text is. Scroll speed, I'll keep it standard. Now we typically read from left to right, so the direction of the text would be going from right to left, but you have the option to choose otherwise. Here we can offset our text and change the duration. Typically you want to count how long it'll take for the scrolling text to go across your sign, and then choose the duration accordingly. So we could choose 30 seconds, click off screen, and we'll see the text will scroll for 30 seconds. Now sometimes you'll upload this and you'll have to go out to your sign, look at it, and make changes just to make it look right. And you even have the option to add spaces here in text. If you want to get the timing just right, you can add a couple spaces before the text or after, because it doesn't allow you to put 2.5 seconds or 30.5 seconds. You have to add the spaces. Alright. You also have the option to do an analog clock. I wouldn't recommend using the analog clock. I would use a digital clock. It's easier to read and more efficient. Choose digital clock. We can even type in a static text, say time. Change our size. Make it bold. Do suspension. We can choose our date style as month, day, year. It's common. And I chose italicized. Make it bold. And you see how it's all jumbled together here. We can take off single line so we can see it all. See what we're doing. And there we see it. Now let's say I just wanted to display the time, the regular time. We take off long form, year, month, day. We can even take off the week, the second, and put it on 12 hour. So it's 9:17. And here you can offset the time. Say the time isn't right, you can offset it by an hour or a minute. You can set the duration. Typically recommend 5 seconds. Here we have our timer. We can count down or count up and change the size so we can see it. Make it bold. And I'll even do a text effect. And I'm going to count down. Let's say I'm going to count down until February. I'll go ahead and put a text in here that says February. That way people know when we're counting down towards. Alright, our end date, we'll change that to February. We'll change it to February 29th. End time, 9:17 is okay. Duration, we'll leave that at 5 seconds. I'll take it off the single line, just like in digital clock. It was all jumbled together. We'll uncheck that so we can see what we're doing. I'll even take off the second, minute. I just want to know the hours, how many hours it's going to take. You can even do day on one slide, an hour on another slide. I'm going to take off day. And you see how it's the S is not plural here on our normal screen. We'll see that it's plural out there on our sign when we push it there. Alright. We also have the option to do weather. All signs come with plug and play option, push internet to it. So if your business has a router switcher hub that has internet, you're automatically pushing internet to your sign, so you can do the weather straight from the internet. So I'm going to go ahead and change your size to make it bigger, make it bold. Do text effect too. Now we want to choose our city and state here. Our state is Florida here. And Jacksonville is close. Now I can add cities to this, so you don't have to be limited to what city you think is closest to you. We can add all the cities. Take off multi-line, put it on single line. I'm going to even take off the weather, temperature, wind, and humidity, and put it on Fahrenheit. Leave current temperature. I just don't want to see the word current T. So I'm going to check text setting here and delete the word current T. Hit OK. Now normally we'll see the temperature here for that area, but I'm not connected to the internet, so we're not going to see any temperature because weather is pulling from the internet and pushing it to your sign. But I'm not on the internet. Here you can set your duration. Now we can add, let's say we had a temperature probe on our sign. It's an option for weather and temperature. So I'm going to select that, make it bigger, bold, effect, temperature Fahrenheit. And let's say the temperature is off, we can adjust it here. And we want to show the degrees Fahrenheit. We can even choose not to display the decimal or display it. We'll display it. And I want to delete the word temperature. Typically when you see an F, a degree symbol by it, it means temperature. And refresh period 5 minutes, we'll leave that there. We'll change the duration. Now you also won't see the temperature up here in my demo screen on this feature. That's because I don't have the temperature probe plugged into my computer. And it's plugged into your sign. So once you send it out to your sign, you'll see it on your sign. Alright, we can add another feature here. It's called net message. So if you have a message planned on the web that you want to play on your sign and have it updated, you can type in the RSS address here. You can change your background, set your duration. And you can even change your display style and text style. Alright, now that we've created our playlist, let's say we wanted to only play this certain days of the week. We'll want to go up here to General Segment. And now we have the options to change when it's played. So I can select run date to play from a certain date to another date, or I can select effective days of the week. Let's say I only wanted to play it Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. I'll uncheck these. So this one will play only Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. Typically I'll have a general segment above that plays all the time, and then I'll create other general segments below it that supersede the general segment above. So let's say I wanted to play something for Christmas. I'll have all of these checked because this plays all the time. And then I'll right click up here on Play Program to add a common segment. It looks just like this one, except I only want this general segment to play on Christmas. I'll select my run date, and I only want it to play December. It was last month, but you can choose next December if you'd like, to the 25th. I only want it to play for that one day. And I can leave all effective days of the weeks checked, because this supersedes this. And I can choose certain times of the day as well. And then I can right click on my general segment and add a common page and just hit add. And then I can go to the W here, that's my common window, and I can add the content that I want to play on Christmas. So This plays all the time, and when it hits Christmas here, it'll only play this one. After Christmas, it'll jump back to the one that plays all the time. Alright, now let's say we wanted to do a split screen. Let's say we wanted scrolling text to play on the bottom, and we wanted We Buy Gold to play at the top. It's a picture right here. Alright, so what we're going to do is right click on general segment here. Add the common page. Click add. Now we have two pages here in one general segment. Now in order for this to work, these pages have to be set to specific times. Both of them in that general segment. So now that they're both set to specific times, they will cycle. This common window, this playlist will play, and then it'll go to this page where this playlist will play. But in this page we're going to have multiple windows because we're splitting the screen. So I'm going to right click on page and add a common window. Now that I have two common windows, I can go over here to my demo screen and change the size of them. So this is my scrolling text. I want it at the bottom. I'm going to change it to play at the bottom. And this one right here, that's where I want to say We Buy Gold. And I can even click on page 2 to see both of the windows here together, so I can adjust the size. And that looks about right. So for this common window, I'm going to choose the picture. It says We Buy Gold. And for this common window, I'm going to create a scrolling text. And I want it to say, sell us your broken gold. And just hit the check mark. I'll even adjust some properties so it looks cool. 40, bold, change this to gold. And we'll even do a looping scroll. I want it to play for 30 seconds. And it looks about right. So now to preview this, I can go up here to page 2, and I can click this preview current page button. Now it'll show me what my split screen looks like. And to stop it, just hit the stop button here. Now if you wanted to preview all of it, we just click the play button here, and it'll go through everything. So first we have our New Year, New Floor video. We Buy Gold, and all of our features that we added to the playlist, including the split screen. Now let's say we were done building our playlist. We want to go ahead and send it to the sign. I'm going to save it. I usually save the date, so I'm going to save it January 5th. Click save, and we'll say it already exists. I'll overwrite it. Okay. Now we can publish it. Click publish. Now this is important here that we send it to the SD card. You always want to send it to the SD card, never to the integrated memory or USB disk. So just select SD card and hit next. It'll start sending it to your sign. And here we'll see the sending progress. And it succeeded. It'll auto close in 4 seconds, and you can exit out and check out your sign. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, 850-863-8777.